I just created my portfolio website using GLM 5.2, and this website has a fully functional newsletter, a backend, and a fully functional chatbot. And I created this entire project inside VS Code. I'm using this KiloCode plugin, but the entire development of this project was not just like as simple as I just gave it like a simple prompt that build me this portfolio website. I had to sort of guide on each step, and GLM 5.2 was just like writing code for me, but I was actually giving it the direction that what exactly to create, and that's how exactly I ended up creating this high quality design for my portfolio. Now GLM 5.2 for sure has some restrictions. So for some features, in fact for one particular feature, I had to use Claude Opus 4.8 to fix that particular feature. So that particular feature was related to this newsletter. So this is how this newsletter actually works. You enter your email address, then you click on subscribe, and now when you click on subscribe, your email has already been submitted. But then there is this next option where you have to enter your first name and last name. The initial email that I just submitted has already been submitted in here. So if you see, this is sender.net. This is basically the platform that I use to build that newsletter. And here you can see that email has been submitted. Now I need to enter the first name and last name. And when I click on this complete button, it will then update this first name and last name field as well inside this sender.net. So I'll just enter first name and last name and then click on complete. And now what it will do, it will update in here. If I just click on refresh, and you can see it has updated the first name and last name. Now this particular feature where I had to like collect the user data in multiple steps, so it was unable to do that. I was prompting it again and again, and I was trying to like fix that issue, but it was unable to fix that issue. So that's where I had to like pull up the big gun and then use Opus 4.8. and here I just mentioned it. I explained my feature that I have just implemented, and then I just mentioned what sort of problem I was facing, and Opus 4.8 then fixed that problem in literally just 1 minute. But the issue was to investigate that problem and to fix that issue. Opus 4.8 first of all like spent some time to understand the entire project, to understand the entire context. It spent a lot of tokens, like exactly 10,000 tokens. So I'm actually using Opus 4.8 through Augment Code. So this 10,000 tokens mean around $4 to $5 it costed me just to like fix that particular bug, that particular issue. It costed me that sort of money. While on the other hand, this entire project that I created, I think it took like 7-8 hours. I was using it continuously for 7-8 hours, and this entire development of this project costed me way less than that. So I'm actually using this coding plan from GLM, and I subscribed to this plan for $16.2, and still I'm using it. I did face actually rate limiting for once. If I just go to usage, and here you can see I have consumed over 32 million tokens in here in total, and at some point here I faced rate limiting. So yeah, I mean, I used GLM 5.2 to build this project. It was not a simple project because I did integrate neon.com as well to build backend for this project. Then I used this sender.net as well to build a newsletter. Let me just show you all of the commits on Vercel as well, to show you that this was not just like one single prompt and then it created like that entire portfolio. No, I had to take it step by step. I had to first like edit the newsletter section, then intro section, then popular video section, then live view count section, and then I converted that entire project into Vite.js because that project was in simple HTML CSS. So it started creating that project in simple HTML CSS. Then I asked it to convert that entire project into Vite.js. Also I integrated this YouTube API version 3 to count my subscribers in real time on my website. So my subscriber count should always be in real time. Also I created this chat assistant and I integrated it with OpenRouter, and I'm using a deepseek version 4, and you can just like ask it a question and then it will answer you based on your question. So I asked this question, which was who is Metaverse Guy, and it just like answered me that Metaverse Guy is a London-based AI creator and educator who helps both technical and non-technical people. So yeah, this is a fully functional chatbot and a fully functional newsletter and a really well-designed portfolio basically. Now GLM 5.2 is comparatively a very powerful AI model. This is what I realized during that entire 8 to 10 hour session for developing that portfolio website. It has 1 million context window, which is huge, and it costs $3.08 per million output tokens. And one limitation that you'll face is this AI model is not a multi-model AI model. That means you cannot just take a screenshot and take an image and then provide that image as a reference. You will have to provide everything in text. Let's suppose if you want to like change this hero section, you want to like change the design of this hero section. The easiest way is simply just take a screenshot and then go back to your AI coding agent and then explain, change this something in this hero section. But in this case, you cannot do that because this is not a multi-model AI model. So here you have to explain like in text, in plain text, that okay, this is what exactly exists right now, and this is what I want you to update in later. So that's one limitation that you'll face. Also, you cannot just like provide a screenshot and ask it to like maybe copy the design of that screenshot, or maybe if there is an issue like there is a front end issue, you cannot like explain that front end issue. So let's suppose there was one issue that was actually related to like this subtext, this subheading, and this heading. So this text was actually overlapping with the heading. So I had to like then explain it properly, because in first two prompts it was unable to understand the issue, and then I had to like explain it with exact text that this particular heading with this particular text is overlapping on this particular text. Please increase the gap or move it a little bit further. And then it realized, and then it like fixed it. Basic simple issue that I could like easily do that myself. If I just like went to code, if I would have like understood the code, I could have easily done that myself. But to explain this simple issue, I had to like explain it in real actual words, rather than like just like taking a screenshot, providing that screenshot in here as a reference, and then asking it to fix it. So that's another limitation. But here is the strategy that you need to use. I think model like GLM 5.2 can be your day-to-day AI coding model. This will definitely save you some money in comparison to like Opus 4.8 or 4.7. So for 90% of the tasks, you can use this AI model. You can see this like entire conversation thread. For like 95% of the tasks, it will work perfectly for you. You won't face any issues. Mostly it will do your work. If you know what exactly you are doing, then it works perfectly. If you have to like just give it one single command and then you expect it to like present some amazing results, it won't work. You will literally have to spoon feed this AI model. This is not Fable 5. This is definitely not GPT 5.5. So to build something, you should know what exactly you are building, and just use this AI model as your pair programmer. And in case you are stuck at any point, then you can just like come back to Opus 4.8 and ask it to fix that issue quickly, because I did try to fix that issue several times, but I was unable to do that. And by the way, I won't recommend you using their coding plan like just to test it. All you have to do is you can simply just go to Open Router and then just like top up Open Router for like couple of dollars, and then just like try it in here, try to build something. And then if you are happy with the performance, then you can, I think, just go ahead and like use it as your regular AI model. But this AI model is capable enough to execute almost 90-95% of your coding tasks. Now this AI model is not Fable 5. This is not even Opus 4.8. This is not even Opus 4.7. But this AI model is capable enough to manage most of your tasks, and the main benefit is its cost. So I think with all of these options out there, you got like Kimi K2.7, you got Minimax M3 as well. I'm actually making a video about that as well. So with all of these options out there, I think you should choose wisely while you are like writing code or while you are like vibe coding. So need to make sure that you don't need Opus 4.8 for every task. You don't have to consume your Claude Code credits on like building a basic authentication system, because all of that can be done for models like this. In fact, most of the web development related tasks can be managed by this AI model. So just be strategic. You should know at what point for what feature you need to what AI model. Always give it a try with a cheaper AI model, and if it doesn't work, then just switch to Opus 4.8 or 4.7. I will actually make more videos about GLM 5.2. So stay tuned, and please do subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on that like button as well, and do let me know in the comment section what you think about GLM 5.2. If you have any further questions, just leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.